All right, how you guys doing? My name is Lucas Munoz. I am the founder and CEO of Coursky. We are a higher education, web and mobile, polling and chat application that's insured through QR code geolocation. I know that's kind of a mouthful. We'll get into more of what we do in a second. Basically our story though, I came to San Diego State about two and a half years ago. And I came from an environment of high school where I was in class sizes of 20 to 25. You know, people knew, my teachers knew my name, my learning style, all these types of things. And I get to college and basically I'm lost. I'm in these giant auditoriums. I have no idea how to learn. I look around and there's people on Facebook, there's people playing Mario Kart to the left of me. And it's an intimidating environment in these 500 person auditoriums. And it's extremely challenging to learn. And there's only one tool that is currently really out there that helps you to kind of engage and interact in these big classrooms. And that's called the iClicker. This is basically a hardware device that we're required to purchase as students for $30. I'll pass that around. It looks like it's out of the 1970s, right? Kind of crazy. And so what they do is the teacher basically creates a poll, sends it out, and allows students to answer their question, and then they can engage and see if they're following the lecture and things like that. So we basically saw this as a huge issue for professors and students alike. There was no way to do attendance, interaction, and social learning. So we created a solution to that.
Let's cut to the chase. Any professor who teaches in large lecture halls knows the numerous problems higher education faces today. Current attendance methods have become outdated and easily manipulated by students. With class sizes continually rising, student-teacher interaction has hit an all-time low. We recognize this problem and created Coursky. Coursky aims to make large lecture halls a little bit smaller by using geolocation attendance tracking, in-class quizzing and polling, dedicated classroom chat channels, and an automated administrative messaging bot. So how does it work, you might ask? As a professor, you simply log in and create a QR attendance code at the beginning of each lecture. Your students scan the code with their mobile devices, and their location is instantly verified using GPS. To keep students from texting and surfing the web during class, you can administer multiple choice quizzes and polls through their mobile devices. Coursky uses dedicated chat features to keep you connected. Student to student allows them to exchange notes or form a study group. Teacher to student allows you to send messages directly to all your students. Students can even ask their professor a question mid-lecture directly from their mobile device. Outside of class, our SmartBot can answer syllabus-related questions like, when is my next exam? Sign up is easy. Just put Coursky into your syllabus, and students download the app for $19.95. Best of all, there are no costs to teachers. The decision is easy. Go with Coursky.
So just a kind of a quick overview on what we do. I know it said mobile. We're on all devices. So we work on tablets, computers, smartphones, anything that students currently have and are using in the classroom. Just to jump into the market real quick, Forbes actually ranked the higher education technology market one of the next ones to explode. You can see that it's so far beyond, by just looking at this iClicker, so far behind, than the rest of the technology out there. So we're taking innovations that are already occurring in different spaces and combining them to create this technology. It's a $2.1 billion market, the mobile learning market, and you can see in classrooms today, everyone's on tablets, computers, phones, things like that. We're just leveraging and using technology to battle technology so they can stay in tune and engage with the lecture. So how do we make money? So we work with the same revenue model as a textbook. Currently, teachers can put a textbook on the syllabus, and that becomes a required purchase for students. We're the same way. We work in addition to textbooks. If teachers find that this could be a good tool for their classroom, they can basically put that on the syllabus, and then students are then required to purchase it. If they have multiple classes using Coursky, there's a $50 flat fee for unlimited courses for the year. And teachers are the gatekeepers. There's no cost to them. They get all the premium features. So our go-to-market plan. Currently, we have 1,000 users at San Diego State. We launched this semester. We have 3 classes at San Diego State, 3 upper division finance courses. We're seeing attendance, social learning, and interaction all raise dramatically. We have 4,000 teachers committed for our paid beta for the fall. We're looking to scale that up to about 6,000. You can see it scales really quick because teachers can teach anywhere from 200 to 1,000 students at a time. And then we look to launch fully next fall and try to, move throughout the Cal State system and see what we can do. So our competitors. So I mentioned iClicker, hardware remote control, only limited to polling, required purchase for students, $30. Poll Everywhere is SMS-based polling, which is actually created for businesses, and teachers are just bringing it in their lecture because there's not a lot of products out there that they can use. Once again, only limited to polling. And then Top Hat, which is new, it's basically a mobile app that does polling as well. So we've gone past polling. We asked ourselves, why is classroom interaction only limited to polling? And we ensure that the students within the parameters of the classroom with the remotes right now, you can basically give your remote to your friends, and we see teachers send out polls and get, 300 responses, and they're looking at 250 people, and they become extremely frustrated because they don't know how to get the points up. So our progress, like I said, we have 1,000 students currently using the application. We're incubated at the Zahn Center here on campus, and we're working with attorneys to get our 7-step location check algorithm patented. We can go through a bunch of different things from Wi-Fi routers to GPS to ensure that the students in the geo fits in the classroom. So we had a professor come to us 3 weeks ago and say, guys, if my attendance is at 50%, I don't know what to do. I heard about your product, I need your help. We put it into his classroom about 3 weeks ago. We've seen a 30% attendance raise since then. Pretty fascinating. Okay, so just jumping into the Canvas, we started out as a hardware testing, product, and we just didn't want to get into the testing space. We saw all the major security issues, way too hard to deal with. You can't manufacture a hardware tablet without a ton of capital. So we pivoted from that. We jumped into, like I said, the geolocation combined with the classroom chat channel, the virtual classroom, so students can interact with each other outside of class, and then the polling that's already on the market. We even looked into facial recognition at one point. Obviously, once again, a lot of capital required to do that, and just not really applicable to the classroom setting. We've leveraged the campus very well with our segments. We have the professor as the decision maker, right? So they can choose to put the product in their classroom, and then the student is the buyer. The relationships, we're really working on the student ad. It's extremely difficult for students to, go to class. And we're trying to show them that if you're in class and you're actively participating, that's when your grade improves. So we have a bunch of unique features we're working on, like syllabus integration into their calendar, and we're working on the value add for them and the relationships. Our channels, we're a web and mobile app, so you can use this on any device, laptop, phone, or tablet. And then our costs, like I said, $20 per course per semester. So jumping into the partners, we partnered with Dr. James Marshall. He's conducting an academic study on our campus right now with our product versus the same exact class without our product. Like I said, we're seeing about a 30% attendance increase, pretty crazy. And then, and we're also comparing our product to the iClicker. So we partnered with him. And then, like I said, we have there's a couple professors using the product right now. Our resources, like I said, the Zahn Innovation Center, we're incubated there. We've partnered with the College of Education, Instructional Technology Services, Learning Design and Technology. We're all working with them to we basically created this product to fill the professor needs and build upon that. So Cyber is another partner of ours. They basically have a ton of campus connection, tons of campus resources, so we've been working with them. And then our costs are extremely low. We built this entire thing under $1,500. We outsource all our server costs to Rackspace. And then, from there, we've been incredibly lean. Probably 500 of that 1,500 has gone to feeding our developers and our fire drills, so kind of funny. So our advisor, so I talked about James Marshall, he's conducting this academic study. He's actually the 9th employee at the most ever funded and backed venture capitalist ed tech startup called Lightspan. They ended up going on to have an IPO and everything. He helps us out with that. Former director of engineering, Simon Splitsky, he basically helps with our software team, making sure that our application is smooth and running well. And then Martin Ryman, founder of ShakeSmart, probably one of the, one of the greatest students ever leveraged this campus. Started ShakeSmart on campus. He's grown that to a pretty big company. So he helps us with leveraging the campus. Kind of funny, I'm Luke Spinos, this is our team. Ryan Manch, our COO, international business student. Mark Barone, international finance student. Fadi Pana, our CTO. Funny story about Fadi, who's actually kind of suspended from school right now because he hacked the SDSU registration system and built an application in 12 hours that could basically allow you to sign up for classes before your registration date. So he's been a valuable asset to us. And then Fadi George and Michael Wu, just talented programmers as well. So, next one. So we just want to thank you all for having us, and if selected as winner, we'll do our best to represent the Lavin Entrepreneurship Center, and go on from there. Thanks, guys.
I got you a quick question.
Yeah.
You talked about you've got 4,000 professors or classes.
Students, yeah.
4,000 students. Mm-hmm. Classes or professors. How many professors?
6 professors, 4,000 students.
For next year.
For fall semester.
Fall semester, 4,000.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. And that's the paid version.
So we know the feedback from the professors in terms of the percentage attendance increase. What's the feedback from the students?
So the students, once they're a little bit hesitant with the geolocation, obviously, because it's kind of like a Hawthorne effect, you're being watched to a sense. Once they can get past the that type of thing, they're really enjoying the ability to ask questions in these large auditoriums. You know, it's kind of intimidating for people to stand up and ask questions, and so many questions go unasked today because people don't want to speak up. And if a professor doesn't see that question, he can answer it, you know, later on. So they enjoy that. They enjoy the ability to go to a classroom chat channel and basically interact with their classrooms in the virtual classroom outside of class hours. You know, they miss a class, they can share study guides, you know, create a study group. So they enjoy those aspects. They don't necessarily enjoy the geolocation, but we're really trying to work on the value add for them. So.
What's the adoption rate once a professor says this is kind of a required thing? Does everybody in the class have to buy it?
Yeah, it's a required purchase, just like a textbook. So if a professor puts a textbook on the syllabus, everyone in the course is required to purchase them too.
Can you tell us a little about your patent protection?
Yeah, so we have a 7-step location algorithm where we actually go through the GPS on the individual's device, the GPS on all the devices around them, the Wi-Fi routers, we're with cell towers. It's a crazy process to be able to determine that they're actually in the location of the classroom.
So when was the patent filed?
The patent's filed and pending. So
U.S., worldwide?
U.S. right now.
Can FADI get around it?
Can FADI get around it? Hopefully not.
Not really.
Yeah, it's really complex process.
Yeah.
It took a very long time to figure out how to figure out the location dynamics.
It's suspended from the team.
Yeah.
I want to talk about adoption.
Okay.
So you're saying that $20 is not a problem because it's just like requiring to buy your books.
Yeah, it's like
another
a sunk cost for
$20, right?
students.
So that's an accepted amount of money. Okay, so who do you have to get approval from? Do you need to go to the university first to set them to put on campus, or can each individual professor?
No, so the professors get to decide and choose what products they use in their classroom. So if they want to adopt like any type of like learning technology or education technology out there, they can choose. It's kind of like the church state.
So to build a big business, obviously you have to get a lot of professors on board.
Absolutely.
So do you have plans on how you're going to scale this beyond the 6 professors at San Diego State?
Yeah, so we're looking into bringing professors on as actual salespeople and sales reps. We feel that there's no better person to sell a product, you know, from a professor to another professor. So we think that would be an interesting model. How are we going to do that? We're going to give them, you know, a commission rate of what they sell and how many users they get. So
How are they going to do it?
How are they going to do it? We have, I guess, we're kind of looking into our marketing techniques and how we're going to, you know, scale up from campus to campus. Right now, we're holding professor panels where we bring in, you know, 10 to 15 professors into a room. We demo the product and show, you know, how it's used, how it works, the benefits of the product, and then from there we basically approach them and see if they
Are
want to buy it.
professors allowed to take a commission on?
If not, unless they have to like be working for it. So if it's their job and it's their position as a sales rep, they can take a commission. I can't just go to a professor and say, hey, I'll give you 1.5% of the profit if you adopt this in your class. That's not how it works.
They can't get a commission for their own class uses of it.
Yeah. But if they're a sales, they can get a
It's like
sales
something
commission.
of selling a textbook. They sell
Yeah.
textbooks all the time.
Yeah, like publishers bring in teachers in large auditoriums and give them stipends just to introduce them to the textbook and show them what it's
So
like.
now I know how to get somebody started.
Yeah.
So your real key in this
Yeah.
is the GPS positioning, because there are quite a few other programs that do that.
Well, yeah, so I would say there's 2 unique points. The first unique point is the geolocation. The second unique point is the combining of the chat room, the polling, and the attendance. There's products that offer like a class chat room, there's products that offer polling. There's not anything that's combining the 3 innovations.
So you really think that barrier of entry for your competition is that big and that hard for them to overcome?
I mean, what's currently on the market is so far behind. We see professors that are so extremely frustrated with the current products. We built this product with professors.
So the electronic products we were just talking about, they're frustrated with those, you're saying?
They're extremely frustrated. They don't work sometimes. Clicker just came out with an app that works in addition to their remote control, and that uses radio frequency, and the app uses Wi-Fi, and so the 2 are constantly fighting each other to get signal and reach. So it's just difficult.
What shows up, say, on the phone or the mobile device, is it just kind of an open face? So like if I type a question in or something like that, that's what I see. I'm not seeing what's being said in the classroom by the professor or the other people.
I don't. So you're saying if you ask a question from the device?
No. In other words, is the course shown on the phone as well.
Is the overhead on?
Yeah, so there's two different UIs. There's a student UI and a teacher UI. So the student would basically logs in, they can hit attend class to do the attendance code, they can enter the chat room, they can ask a question, and then the professor basically goes through his slide deck, his PowerPoint slides that he normally does, and from there he can create attendance codes or
And can you
answer
pick up-
questions.
You could pick up an audio feed and send it out to the mobile device as well for headphones, let's say.
Yeah, definitely something we could look
So
into
you
down
can
the
scale
road.
this up outside of there to mobile learning.
Yeah, this
or
scales really quick. We're in 3 clubs and organizations on campus too. Clubs are having an extremely hard time with attendance. We've seen people wait in line at computers. So we're also in clubs. There's a whole other market for that as well.
I want to go back to adoption.
Yeah.
So I get how you're going to get folks here in the same state and the region, but in order to make it a big business, you've got to be nationwide.
Absolutely.
Okay, so talk to me about how you're going to get universities or professors at universities far away from here. How are you going to do it, and how much it's going to cost? What is your acquisition cost per professor going to be?
So what we're looking to do is basically approach a big company, McGraw-Hill, Pearson Education, things like that, and give them a small cut of the revenue. That way that we can get in the hands of all the sales reps at every school in the country.
Fair enough, resell. It's easy.
Exactly.
When you said you had a paid beta, what did you mean? Is that the next semester the kids are going to be paying their $20?
Yeah, so we gave the product away for free right now. Just so
Yeah.
it's an alpha version, right? There's going to be bugs, there's going to be kinks. We're working out the issues as we're in the classrooms, and then we have the professors committed for the paid version where the students are actually paying.
So $80,000 next semester?
Yep, and we're hoping to be at 6,000 users, so roughly 120.
How quickly are you going to get to where you're cash flow positive on a model like that?
We're extremely fast. Right now our server costs are close to $300 a month for 1,000 users, and that's really only where our costs are. None of us are taking a salary. So as a software as a service, as a one-to-many product, it's a pretty attractive revenue model.
Where do you see your gross sales, your gross revenues going in, say, 6 months, a year, 2 years?
I would just say continue development on the application. We built out our MVP to only scale to 10,000 users. We kind of just wanted to create the I guess alpha version you can call it.
10,000 users brings in, what, 200,000, 400,000, I guess, because of 2
yeah.
semesters? 400,000.
400,000 a year, 2 semesters.
Okay, and how many people are in the company?
We have about 6 core team
People in the
members.
company, so everybody's going to be working for maybe 50,000?
Yeah, I'd say that. And that's just at SDSU.
But again, how do you go from 10,000 or 100,000 to a million?
I'm just partnering with these big
You
companies.
got to write new software, you got to rewrite the app.
Well, the plan is currently the app scales up to 10,000. Once we rewrite it, it's going to be for unlimited amount of users. We're switching our service provider to Amazon.
Unlimited's a large number. Unlimited.
We're
is a large
working
number.
with CMGem, which is a development
That's why
company.
we're switching to Amazon Web Services, because Amazon, unless we pay them, they will let us scale as large as we want. So we can go as big as Netflix.
So how big, I'm going to follow up on Larry's question.
Yeah.
So 3, 4, 5 years ago, what's your revenue going to be?
3, 4, 5 years from now.
Sorry. 3, 4, 5 years from now.
It just depends on the campus adoption, right? So I mean, hopefully, what we're hoping is that we can be integrated into the Cal State system, and then have we're gonna, I guess, target the big professors who teach these large classes, these entry-level freshman classes, and if we can get those, hopefully we're just hoping that the word of mouth and these sales campaigns will scale it to continue to grow at a university. So.
On the privacy issue, is the professor only seeing location during the class time?
Yeah, so the privacy, the location is only used while the user is using the application in the classroom. So they're not like getting tracked or anything the second they leave.
We don't keep any location information. The only location information we keep is where the class is, and during the time when the class is active, we're receiving that. When the user tries to check in, we request their GPS information. So it only happens once when they're trying to check in.
So when they're having chats outside of the classroom, there's no...
No location
No,
outside of the
the
classroom.
chat is not that location.
And the chat's not even open during class hours because we don't want students going back and forth during the actual session.
So you're geofencing basically the classroom.
Yes.
The professor portal, right, it goes year round. I imagine you have like rosters of attendance and stuff like that. Percentage.
That's time.